Princeton University Press Audio presents Ungoverning, The Attack on the Administrative State and the Politics of Chaos, by Russell Muirhead and Nancy Rosenblum, read by Katherine Fenton. To Hazel and Leo Rosenblum Palmer, who in their young lives have had to face the forces of destruction. To Margaret, a formidable believer in governing. Preface. Something happens, and we're startled into thought, is the opening line of our 2019 book, A Lot of People Are Saying, The New Conspiracism and the Assault on Democracy. Like so many others, we were startled by the waves of conspiracy charges crashing over the nation. We wrote to understand our own disorientation. We wrote to clarify what it means to know something. And we wrote to alert readers to the political consequence of conspiracism, delegitimation of the institutions of liberal democracy. The wreckage we grapple with here is the attack on governing capacity, on the administrative state. Conspiracism assaults the machinery of government, what is cast as the deep state. But while conspiracism has become part of the daily drama of politics, degrading government departments and agencies is less often reported and less understood for the danger it is. Destruction of the administrative state has been openly promoted. I want to bring everything crashing down, is the manifesto of a master of chaos, Steve Bannon, who was an inspiration to an ungoverning president, a party, and a movement. We were drawn to this project because of our appreciation for the vital work of public administration. We call the willful destruction of state capacity ungoverning. We name it, diagnose it, spell out how it works and what it portends, and recommend what needs to be done. We were primed to recognize the danger of the unanticipated attack on the capacity for governing. Rosenblum's first book, Bentham's Theory of the Modern State, delved into the philosopher's voluminous writings on the design of political institutions. Some were fantastic imaginings, like his plan for the all-visible prison he called the Panopticon. But others were prescriptions for organizing the nitty-gritty of governing. Bentham proselytized for a responsible civil service, and for what he called the statistical function of government. Almost alone among canonical political thinkers, he gave great weight not only to the high ground of constitutions, but to the solid ground of rule-bound procedures and expertise. Bentham understood its necessity for fashioning and implementing policy in the public good. Here was an early argument for the modern administrative state. Not the earliest argument, though. Muirhead came to the project having long contemplated Hamilton's defense of good administration in the Federalist Papers, an ideal that Hamilton contrasted to the more responsive but less effective rule of state legislatures. Hamilton wanted a federal government that could gather information and resources and marshal them to pursue long-term goals. His emphasis on administration, combined with the participatory ethos of another of the great nationalists at the 1787 Constitutional Convention, James Wilson, pointed to a new kind of democratic state, one that could govern. The present attack on the business of governing gets public attention when witnesses within the agencies describe how their work at the Department of State or the Department of Justice or the Internal Revenue Service was hijacked, circumvented, derailed, or degraded. They impress on us all how civil servants are personally excoriated, fired, made targets of threats and violence. It takes more than the best reporting, however, to understand the ongoing string of attacks aimed at the capacity to govern. It also takes more than witnessing to understand why this degradation of governing is a distinct assault on liberal democracy. We both have been students and faculty in the Department of Government at Harvard University.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?